Good morning. Today we'll be starting distributed lag model. Now I think all of you have an idea about lag. Lag, what do you mean by lag? Lag is the past values of any variable. For example, if xt is a variable and t is the indicator of the current or present value, then xt minus 1, xt minus 2 are the past values of that particular variable. Similarly, if yt is a variable, then yt minus 1, yt minus 2 are the past values. Now, what do you mean by distributed lag model? Obvious, if some of the variables in the form of lag is present in the equation is known as distributed lag model. Here you can see the definition. If any regression model includes current as well as the past or lagged values of the explanatory variable is called distributed lag model. So in the given example, yt equal to alpha plus beta naught xt plus beta 1 xt minus 1 plus beta 2 xt minus 2 plus ut is a distributed lag model. Now how to specify the equation? Here yt is the dependent variable, xt minus 1, xt minus 2 are the independent variables, ut the disturbance term, alpha, beta naught, beta 1, beta 2 are the parameters. So the structure is similar to the multiple regression model, but here we will not say it multiple regression model, rather it is a distributed lag model, because here some of the variables are in the form of lag, that is xt minus 1 and xt minus 2. Now lag may possible be present in the form of lag of dependent variable. Just see the second equation in the slide. Yt equal to alpha plus beta 0 xt plus gamma yt minus 1 plus ut. What is the specification? Yt is the dependent variable. Xt, yt minus 1 are the independent variables, and alpha, beta naught, gamma are the parameters, ut disturbance term. So what is the difference between the first equation and second equation? In the second equation, the lag is in y. Y is the dependent variable. So yt minus 1. So one of the lagged values of yt is present here as independent variable. So this kind of variable, if present in any model, is known as autoregressive model. So you can take more examples from the Gujarati book chapter 17. Now lag model can be discussed in terms of finite lag or infinite lag. Now what is finite lag? You can see in the slide the equation is given here as yt equal to alpha plus beta naught xt plus beta 1 xt minus 1 plus beta 2 xt minus 2 plus dot dot up to beta k xt minus k plus ut. That means the lag is up to t minus k, it is given here. So when the boundary is given, that means the series is a finite series. So this kind of lag model is known as finite lag. Now come to the second case. The equation is looking like almost similar. Yt equal to alpha plus beta naught xt plus beta 1 xt minus 1 plus beta 2 xt minus 2 plus dot 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 dot, but the last point is not given here. That means it is a infinite series. So this kind of lag model is known as infinite lag. Reason of lag means why there is a presence of lag. Some of the points can be mentioned, can be discussed here. For example, psychological reason. So habit of the consumer is one of the example of that. So if you have some habit, immediately you can't change it. For example, if there is an increase in the income, you will not immediately consume it. Rather, it is a function of your past experience, past knowledge, etc. Number two, technological reason. If there is any technological change, we may not be having the full information or full knowledge about that. So implementation or adaptation of that technological change will take some time to accept. Similarly, institutional reason. I can take a very popular example of saving. For example, you have a long term deposit, maybe 3 years or 7 years. So, even if the market is changing, so you will not go for that change, rather, you will be sticky to the fixed deposit, which is long term. That means there is a presence of lag. Now, in each and every chapter of econometric analysis, I have told you the ultimate objective is to estimation of parameter. So, in case of lag model also, we have to go for that estimation. Now, the basic or popular method of estimating parameter in econometrics is ordinary least square method. So as we have done earlier also, always we will start from that, whether directly OLS is possible or there is a requirement of some adjustment, or at all not possible, we have to go for other measure. So to understand that, first of all, we have to understand what kind of problem we will face if the distributed lag model is present, or we have, if there is a need of estimating the lag model, what kind of problem we may face. So number one problem, that is the degrees of freedom. So when there is a presence of lag, so it may be up to t minus 1, t minus 2, t minus 3, or maybe more. So if the number of lag is more, so obviously number of independent variable will be more. So there is a possibility of problem of degrees of freedom. Now number two, when there is a presence of lag model, that means lag of a particular variable xt, xt minus 1, xt minus 2, or it may be yt minus 1, yt minus 2, y3 minus 3, like that. So these are past values of the same variable, successive values of the same variable. So when it is a successive values, so obviously there is a possibility of correlation between two values. That means xt minus 1 or xt minus 1, xt minus 2. So there is a possibility of correlation. So you know the correlation between the independent variable is known as multicollinearity. So multicollinearity is a problem. So in case of lag model, there is a possibility of multicollinearity. So we have to think about these two problems, and before implementing OLS, these two measures or corrective measures to be adopted. Now, after the brief introduction about lag model, types, problems, we will go for the different estimation method. The first method or very popular method of estimating lag model is Koech's geometric lag model. The main important assumption of this model is all coefficients are of same sign and decline geometrically. That's why Koech model is also known as geometric lag model. And the relationship is like that: beta k equal to beta naught lambda to the power k. Lambda lies between 0 and 1. Lambda is known as rate of decline because in the definition it is given, in the assumption it is mentioned, all coefficients are of same sign and decline geometrically. That's why lambda is known as rate of decline. So 1 minus lambda is the rate of adjustment. So from this relation we can find out summation of beta k equal to beta naught 1 by 1 minus lambda, which is also known as long run multiplier, and lambda by 1 minus lambda is the mean lag. So in the Koech geometric lag model, basically there are two separate steps. First of all, Koech's transformation, and secondly, estimation with certain condition and assumption. Now we will discuss method of Koech's transformation first. Let us start with the infinite lag model. Infinite lag model I have already discussed. There will be no boundary of lag. Rather, it will be a infinite series as given in equation 1 in this slide. Yt equal to alpha plus beta naught xt plus beta 1 xt minus 1 plus beta 2 xt minus 2 and plus ut, the disturbance term. Now the assumption of Koech transformation, which is already discussed, the relationship, geometric relationship between the parameters beta k equal to beta naught lambda to the power k. So you can split this relationship like this: beta 1 equal to beta naught lambda to the power 1, beta 2 equal to beta naught lambda square, like this. So putting these relations in equation 1, we can get the equation 2 as written here: yt equal to alpha plus beta naught xt plus beta naught lambda xt minus 1 plus beta naught lambda square xt minus 2 plus dot dot plus ut. Now there are certain more technical steps. Taking one period lag in equation 2. In equation 2, the dependent variable is yt and independent variables are xt, xt minus 1, xt minus 2. So now we have to take lag both side one period. So yt will be then yt minus 1, xt will be xt minus 1, xt minus t will be t minus 2, and similarly t minus 2 will be t minus 3. So in this way we are getting equation number 3. Now in the next step we will multiply equation 3 by lambda and we will get lambda yt minus 1 plus lambda alpha plus lambda beta naught xt minus 1 plus beta naught lambda square xt minus 2 plus beta naught lambda cube xt minus 3 plus dot 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 lambda ut minus 1. This is our equation number 4. Next, subtracting equation 4 from equation 2. What you will get? Yt minus lambda yt minus 1 equal to 1 minus lambda alpha plus beta naught xt plus ut minus lambda ut minus 1. All of you please write down all the equations in your notebook, because in the presentation the equations are not in one slide, so you may face problem. If you write down all the equation in your copy, it will be easy for you to go through. So after that some simplification has been done, and ultimately keeping yt on the left hand side we are getting equation number 5 as yt equal to 1 minus lambda alpha plus beta naught xt plus lambda yt minus 1 plus vt. This is the transform model given by Quake. There are some special characteristics. In the beginning I told you, if there is any lag value of the dependent variable present as independent variable, that model is known as autoregressive model. You see equation number 5, one of the variable or one of the lag value of the dependent variable is present here in the form of yt minus 1. So this is a converted autoregressive model. So what is the specification of this model? What are the special characteristics? Why Quake has done this model? So in the beginning I told you there is a possibility of degrees of freedom in the lag model, as well as there is a possibility of multicollinearity. Now if you look equation number 5 and compare it with equation number 1, you can see the number of variable is reduced to only 2 in the right hand side, and one variable is xt, one variable is yt minus 1. So these are not the successive values of the same variable, so there is a less or almost nil possibility of presence of multicollinearity. Now as I already told you, there are two basic methods of estimation of lag model by Quake. Number one, the transformation given by Quake, then estimation. So transformation is already done, and equation number 5 is the final equation or final transform equation given by Quake. The next step is the estimation of parameter. I have also mentioned the problem we have identified, that is problem of degrees of freedom, and problem of multicollinearity is not present after Quake transformation. So we can go for ordinary least square for estimating the parameters of the transform Quake model. But still there are certain points to be considered before applying ordinary least square method. Number 1, the explanatory variable yt minus 1 either non-stochastic or if stochastic distributed independently with the stochastic disturbance star. Vt is also satisfied the properties of ut, that means properties of ordinary least square method. There is no problem of autocorrelation. So this is all about the Quake transformation. Now the reference is Gujarati. You please go through Gujarati, and if you face any problem, as I have already given you the time, you can discuss with me, and hope you will understand and clarify all the exercise and problems of Quake transformation.